you going to feel safer? How are you going to feel safe in this time? And so out of that, some ideas are growing. And there's one business that did a, why am I forgetting the name of it? It's a sanitation station outside. So before the clients even walk in, right, they're sanitizing. So we were thinking, I just thought, wow, I really like that idea. Maybe one of our, as soon as they walk in, the first bathroom on the right is a sanitizing station, or maybe it's outside. But just the thought of that already feels a little better. Then, there's responsibility on both sides. On our side, it's a business and practitioners and clients. Clients have to be held responsible too. Amen. How do we do that? I don't know, but it's a conversation. Yeah. So that sanitized station before they walk in, right? That's the start of it. Of course, they cannot be sick. They cannot have temperatures. They cannot have. So there's that discussion around that. Is it our responsibility to hold them accountable? Well, we don't know yet because we don't know by then if they'll have tests, if they will have been tested, if they will. So we'll see how that rolls out. But right now, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking, how do we get them sanitized before they walk in our place? Then for us, I sent some of the skin girls, let me see if I can pull it up. I was thinking, wow, we have to cover ourselves, right? We want something that covers us that can be thrown away after each client. So you got your mask, your gloves, maybe a hair thing, and I'm picturing like a little lab coat that's disposable. So here, let me pull that up real quick.
I might be able to pull it up on the computer here. You texted to me, correct, Michelle?
I think I did.
Or was it in Messenger?
Who knows? Here, I'll hold it up. You guys let me know if you can see it. But that felt good to me. Like, okay, now we're arming up, right? Now we have something to help us. In the hair salons, they're talking about possibly spacing out the chairs every 6 feet, right? With some kind of plastic wall in between each one, temporary until this all passes. We don't have that luxury, right? We're touching. So I think, I threw it out there. Mary and I talked about it a little bit, and it was like, well, we can definitely do facials with this gear on. Absolutely. What about massage? So we were thinking like, oh my God, how are you going to do massage, right, Kyle? With it all covered up. But you know what? If that's the only way they're going to get a massage, they might say yes to that. Okay. I'm bumping into people out there and they're like, I can't wait for you to open. I need it now. They need the touch. They need to feel better. They're hurting. They're depressed, right? So what's the mindset of the client coming in? So that's another topic. So hold on, let me just find this real quick and then I can move on to the next point.
I think there's going to be some tears on those beds when they come back, especially.
So that's it, Oscar. How are they coming to us? What have they been through, right? What have you been through? So it's going to be different. So that means our consultation is going to be very different now, right? Correct. So we're going to talk about that before we ever get to open. How different will our consultation look? And we can do that together and come up with, different questions to ask. And maybe we give ourselves more time now, right? Maybe appointments are longer for the first few months so that we spend time. How about the cost of this? You think, well, we're going to have to jack up our prices, but we were in a conversation yesterday that made so much sense. It's a service charge for the new equipment that we need to take care of them. And that made much more sense. We're not touching our service. We're adding on what this situation has.
When you think about the early stages of like food delivery or even pizza, going for that, there was a time it was free delivery. Then there was a time that they had their little gas fee on it. And then there was a time they added their service fee on it. And all those things are to leverage out compensation for a company. And that's the same thing with this. And consumers understand that new expenses are always passed on to the consumer. We're all consumers in the world. We get it. Something was one price one day, and then all of a sudden things changed and it went up another price, and you have the choice to buy or not in those regards. But when you provide a service and at the caliber that you all do, in the caliber of space that you all do it in, there's an expectation, and you all deliver on that. However, there's going to be new expectations from consumers as we come out of this thing, and there it is, and they're going to raise the bar.
So that's a disposable. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Okay.
So raising the bar, but remember, we're doing this for us, but we're also doing it for them, right, Oscar?
Oh, well, yes, and I mean, there's the internal self that's going to feel safe by a visual. They're seeing what you're doing, and believe me, they're going to be hawkeyes, and they come in. They're looking for things like key indicators as to where am I walking into? Is it safe? Yeah. And the more things we do to bring that wall down and relax them some, they're going to be more comfortable. They're going to tell others, oh my God, I felt so great. I felt so safe. And it's going to be a whole new word of mouth marketing.
That's right. So it's an actual new piece. So obviously we're going to be sending out letters and social media saying, this is what we're doing different now.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing now. So before we even open up, they're going to hear Wholeness Center is really going above and beyond, right, to keep us safe.
And if I may jump, Michelle, as we start to develop what will become new standards, our new policies, our new SOP, standard operating procedures, as we develop new ones, it's not too early to put those out there to the community. Robert Chromians, who is he's a big platform artist in the hair world for Paul Mitchell. He's their main international artist. He's been with them for forever, since the beginning. And he has salons in San Diego along with his schools. Last week, I saw 2 videos that he posted. His first one was him taking a tour in the salon and showing how they've moved out every other station. So stations in a salon are usually a 5x5 area. Well, now they pulled out that middle 5 feet, so there's almost 10 feet in between each station now. They're going to try to figure out how they're rotating the staff through that, but it's almost clients first right now before we are able to integrate the staff, or at least in his mind, to a full-time and everybody. Who knows if it'll get back to that or when. So that was his first video, and they also showed when they walk in the door, they had a full table display of all kind of sanitation, sanitizers, wipes, etc. And then his second video, he expanded on that and was starting to say how they will be dressed to perform the services for the guest. And they talked about the gloves and the masks, and this is what they're going to do for an initial period of time when they reopen. But they're putting it out there on video, and it was powerful. You're like, wow. When you can see something, it raises versus just print.
For sure.
Next.
For sure. I mean, that's just amazing, the whole visual piece. And I'm going to be ordering, when it's ready, it's an 8-page reentry plan from Stefan Gomez, who's another great person in the industry. Matter of fact, a lot of you in school, well, the estheticians learned from a book called Milady's, right? And he used to manage that whole company and come in and train. He was at Capri at one time. He lives on the other side of the states, but
he's in LA. He's a good friend of mine. We came up the ranks. Well, he was a few years behind me. But when he came to San Diego, he worked with a competitor company of mine. But he and I have been close for all these. And where he's come from, where he started, man, he is so solid. He's a nerd with numbers, but he's great with systems as well.
Yeah, and so he's coming up with this 8-page reentry plan, which I'll share with all of you, and we can use that as our guide, for when we're ready to move forward. I bet you when you guys start to think about this, you might come up with some pretty creative ideas on your own, right? You're going to think of, first of all, how do you feel, right? Yeah. And then if you were your client, how are they going to feel? And then, if you come up with any ideas, let me know, like such as a sanitized station, we can have all kinds of things in there for them, like the wipes and the whatever we need to get them sanitized, we can. So I just really wanted to talk about that lightly. Just, something new will be coming. We don't know when, but we will have to do business differently. The world will be doing business differently. And we really want to build, those standards and really find out how we can sanitize properly and what's the word? Not sanitize, disinfect, right? We want to be able to disinfect. And so that's where my head is going right now. That's what I'm trying to kind of focus on. It's not full heart yet. I'm still in the sadness. A lot of people I know have passed away and how this, so I'm still kind of in it, but, you know, at least I put some portion of the day aside to start reading and Googling and thinking about, you know, how business will look moving forward for all of us, so that, you know, we're in a safer world. And it's going to be for a while. Once we open it, this is going to be going on. So we want to be prepared. That's what I'm looking for. Let's be prepared as best we can. So with that,
there's an analogy in sports that we always talk about, with like a football analogy, that the quarterback doesn't throw to where the receiver's at. He throws it to where the receiver is running. And that's kind of being ahead of it. And my buddy Lance, who was my guest speaker yesterday in my SMART group, and he's the one that his company is putting together this whole really awesome sanitation package. He's the vice president and managing partner of Easy Hair Pro, which is an extension company, and all their hair and stuff is in China, so they're very connected over there. So they're having a lot of their resources kind of changing things up, and now they're starting to package these packages for salons and spas to be able to get, that's going to have like almost all the things you need with masks and different types of sanitation type of survival kit, so to speak. But
I reached out to him last night. Correct. And what I liked about him so much, because he was on a call yesterday, was that he said, you know, he turned part of his company into this manufacturing for the both type of masks, right? The M was called the M95.
95 mask, yeah.
Mask, and then the other masks, right? But what I loved about him is that he said he can't stand the gouging that's going on.
Yeah.
You know, because he's supplying this now, people are charging top dollar and taking advantage of the situation, and he does not want to do that, number one. And number two, he wants it to code. It's the real deal. It's not, you can buy a lot of stuff out there now and it's not the real deal. But so he's very ethical. And yeah. I felt really, really good. The only thing is, you can only order a small amount right now.
Yeah.
And he didn't even have it for me. He said, it may have been sold out, but I'll stay on, in touch with him. And and listen, by the time we do get to open up, there's going to be resources.
Correct.
There just is.
So, Mary, you said, I've been looking for small UV devices that purify room size. Also, it can be waved over a treatment bed after sheets are changed before redressing. That's also one of the things that they're looking at getting into their package kit. He and his partner Paul, who's the main owner of the company, has been working in China for years and has a lot of connections. And some of the when you're connected there, they know everybody else. And so they're starting to really resource all these things and find out what can they get, and then what price points are those things going to be at. But yeah, there's like the hospitals have these devices now, and they're expensive as all get out. But they'll like hover, like it's almost like your rover vacuum things. They have these type of things that'll float around a room, not like in the air, but on the ground, and it's UV treating entire hospital rooms and sanitizing and disinfecting. It's amazing, the technology that's out there. But as we all know, when technology comes out brand new, it's crazy price.
Yeah.
Until competition gets in and the price comes down. But we're looking into everything we can for you all. Don't think we're not, man. Michelle, this woman is putting in hours. You guys have no clue. Her and I are up all freaking night long.
But it's really interesting. And I actually am looking forward to seeing what is new that's going to come out that we haven't even thought of yet. Can you imagine? Yeah. Maybe one of you guys can be the inventor of something and we can make a lot of money. Come up, use your brain and think about, what can I do to help this situation, this industry? You never know what you might dream up. Yeah. There's been a lot of really beautiful sayings through all of these meetings that I've been on. Every one of the coaches seems to give a beautiful quote, and they're all beautiful and meaningful. And Stefan yesterday said that out of the book, The Prophet, he said, work is love made visible. And I've heard a common theme through all of these calls I've been on is that I know when we're working, it's hardcore. We're in there, we're killing ourselves, right? I think of all of you, like Cassie, like I just think of all of you at the front desk, Mary, everybody in their rooms. It's hard, but you know the why and why you got into this industry, right? You know that you have a passion, and you know that love has to be, it was there. It was there in every one of your reasons for getting involved. And let's try not to lose that. Whatever we do, let's always picture love is part of it. Even when that annoying client is there, I'm going to love this client.
Well, so if I can piggyback on that, Michelle.
Yep.
So as we all know, there's just content coming at us 24/7. But there was a beautiful thing I saw too. And that annoying client that Michelle's speaking of that we all tolerate somehow, what we forget sometimes is we might be the only person that has literally any contact with that human being at all physically, in between appointments. And they may just really kind of hate their life. And they may not speak it or show it and give you fuzzy little feelings, but inside of them is probably this insane amount of love and appreciation for that touch. So we just never know where anybody's coming from. And I think when everybody comes back as an industry, and I said it on one of my calls, and I said, F your egos. Because there's a whole lot of ego out there that has surpassed our service mentality, and it's bullshit. It's not acceptable in my world anymore. And I think we have to elevate our humbleness and increase our servant's heart to truly be a player in the new game. Because it's not going to be any more average out there. People in our industry are going to run scared to the point of over-service. Oh, darn, what's that like? Really win over their clients, because our clients will have even more choices, more and less. There's going to be a lot less salons and spas reopening. Good thing for us, because we're going to come out the other side of this. So staffing is going to have options and opportunities for a lot of businesses. But so do clients. They're going to have those choices to go or not go anymore. They're going to weigh out a lot of things. I believe we're going to come out so much stronger on the other end of this. I think this is a huge opportunity for a reset, and for us to all look inside of ourselves on what we can be personally responsible for in upping our game and delivering another level of experience. Have you guys been delivering an amazing experience? Yes. This isn't a make wrong, it's a make opportunity. What more can we do? And that's what's going to just be a beautiful thing to see in the world, because there's going to be some happy people out there when we come back from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And, I have to laugh because I know there's a client that we have that comes in, and we're not going to mention any names. And she tries to get you when you're in your room. Oh, can you just throw that in? So-and-so throws that in. We'll know who I'm talking about. And I got so raged once when I was hearing this. And I'm like, wait a minute, who is that? I want to call them. And I think it was Jen Lou, where someone said, don't. She just needs to be loved. And it was really interesting. She can get you so mad. Doesn't mean you have to be abused, guys. We got to draw our lines.
Correct.
We had one coach on who was a very, very famous, world-renowned hair colorist. And she said she had one client who tortured her, Vivian, tortured her. No matter what she did, the woman was not happy. Month after month, year after year. And finally she went in and she said, I'm firing you. And the customer was like, you're firing me? She said, I don't make you happy ever. And it's not good for me. I'm going to pass you on to someone else who might be able to get you happy. Oh my God, it's just the way I am. I'm so sorry. Everybody tells me I'm such a pain in the ass. She was so challenging, but she just couldn't help herself. So I think we're going to really learn in these next few years what the real person is, right? We've been humbled. They've been humbled. And I think we're going to have different relationships with people now.
Yeah.
And we're certainly going to talk about that and train around it too. So yeah, just interesting. So before we start our game, I wanted to know if any of you wanted to say anything. Just feel called to say anything. Good? You're all good? Nothing that's kind of...
I think
Mary's laughing.
Something that I keep feeling like I'm coming back to the beginning a lot. The original intention for the Wholeness Center was to be a space of skill, yes, but a place of sanctuary and healing with result-driven all that. And in moving forward with the company, there's so much business, there's so many protocols, there's so many goals that need to be set that I felt like I was just like dragging around like this dream that I knew why this place was being made. And now with what we're all inside of, I really feel like it's come to this full circle, that this place is extraordinary, but the intention behind it was to be a place of healing for people. And there's nothing that I think people need more right now. It's just a sanctuary, a place that feels safe, and a place to just let it all go and be, nurtured, and to feel close to themselves. And I don't know. I come whenever I think about the Wholeness Center and what we're going through right now, I feel like on the other side of it is exactly why we're here. And I think that we're going to be able to shine and receive and give in a way that we're hoping, or what I envisioned it to be. So where it's really devastating what we're going through, when I go into the space of the Wholeness Center, I feel really excited because I feel like it's our purpose, it's our mission, and we get to really live this forward and live it fully now, I think.
Piggybacking on that, Ariana, I think that's beautiful, and thank you for sharing that. I think that's going to be part of the marketing campaign, even though you guys speak it prior to now, PC, before Corona, prior Corona, you're going to be able to use a lot of that in the marketing as to when you come back, God, who doesn't want those feelings that you just felt right now?
Well, so if I could speak to that, Oscar, that's where I get excited because I literally have like insane things that I've written, and the amount of things that I've written was made for this time. And a lot of the things that I would be writing for the branding, the marketing of who we were and what our intention is and what we are, wasn't necessarily relevant because the client base wasn't necessarily understanding, so I had to like drop a lot of that to be able to meet where our clients are and say, how can we sneak in, right, Christine? How many times do we have to rewrite? And, I felt like it was just, I just trusted, and I was like, I just want them to receive who we are, however they know how, whatever they can understand. But I didn't want us to be too much. Where now I think, now that we've learned also how to speak in a more a generalized language, I think we'll be able to sneak and infuse a lot more of that in. People are open, they can hear it, and I think that they can feel it. And I'm excited for that.
In the idyllic world of the spa world, which is very spiritual and healing, like you said, that could be a little woo 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 out there to the general market. I know that
right. It is. It is.
Speaking to, and the wide net in marketing is way up there for the masses. But when you keep bringing it down further and further in these little specialty feelings, we thin the funnel.
That's right. That's what was happening.
And yet now I think the funnel is going to open a little bit more if we find that right balance, because people are going to connect to some of those feeling words and some of those experience words. On the other end of your experience today, you'll be left with A, B, C, and D. Who doesn't want that? And you can play in the worlds and transition in and out of maybe a little bit further out there and then maybe a little bit backed off. So we speak to the entire audience, but keep the net wide.
That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we I guess maybe you guys don't realize, but we're getting a lot of recognition because of our online presence right now.
In the community.
We're Christine is doing an amazing job with getting connecting with people in the community and putting up these classes and workshops, and we get a hoot out of them because some of them are like really good and right on, and some of them are like, can you see me? This is my first class. And it's just very authentic. And so when you're authentic, it just works. And so a lot of the things that we used to offer here that didn't work, people didn't want to come at night and sit in a meditation or, you know, or listen to a reading. They're willing to do it from home.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's taken a lot of work for Christine and I to get these people on board and get it, you know, into schedules. Christine, I can't even imagine. Thank God for the way she does put us out there, because I'm going to tell you, people are constantly trying to team up with us now because they want to hop on that. You know, you guys are amazing. Can I do this with you? Can I team up with you? You know, we did something with Maria Luisa in Nyack with these care gifts that have gone to people that have been nominated. You're talking about nurses and, you know, wives of policemen and just people that are out in the front line, and they are getting nominated for these beautiful gift sets. And so, you know, we're gifting them that, and we're gifting them, you know, a facial or a massage, and Maria Luisa is giving them a mask and a coupon to her store. So we're forming these community. We have a doctor that reached out to us today. I mean, people see what we're doing, and I think that when we open, that's going to really help.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely.
Well, I think that was right. Like when this happened, it was like, oh shit, what now, right? And I think we all immediately just agreed, number one thing is to just keep engaged with the community, keep engaged with our clients, because the second we drop that, you know, we're losing something. And thank goodness we've been privileged enough where we've been able to keep this going. And then to be surprised to see what that then became. That became a whole nother opportunity of relating with our community and becoming, in a sense, this shining star. And I am really excited to see how something that's so awful is turning into also this new beautiful opportunity to maybe finally step out. Not that we're leaving this luxury, beautiful, you know, thing, but it's finally given us this like way in to be more relatable, more authentic, and more have a more personal connection with the community. And I think that we were having a hard time of, you know, the environment. We couldn't necessarily just dive right in, and this has opened up a lot for us.
Yeah, and we're doing a lot of well, we're starting to get involved with through Maria Luisa, the Nyack Community Center. And the center is what feeds children lunches and breakfast and lunches. It's a place for them to go when school's open, a very safe place before school and then after school. And this is like the heart of Nyack. And because our kids go to Nyack, you know, there was this just this outreach that our community started doing with all the stores, and we were accepted right in. So it's been a beautiful experience, and you'll start to see more and more of those happening. And definitely want to give Nyack Center some more support, among others. Like we always kind of donated money to the Center for Safety and Safety and Change.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful organization, but I also want to now start to add in the Nyack Center, because it really is so community-based, and we are in that community. So I want to definitely help that organization. And, you know, a lot of people that would donate money to them, you know, they're all out of work.
Give back programs.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they do events.
Can I jump in for a second?
Yeah.
So can I rein this back a little bit as well, so we can go ahead and move forward with what we want, the little playtime too?
Yeah.
Do you have more on your list, Michelle?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I could go through notes and notes, but no, I don't.
I just want to get back to the intention of the call. There's
the game.
Yeah. Plus, I got another coaching call at 3, so
let's play.
I just want to respect everybody's time, and so there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot going on, y'all, and as you can see, there's a whole lot of due diligence going on in the background, and I'm excited. We get to choose our options here, and I choose excitement. I choose optimistic. Y'all can choose whatever you want. I suggest you take the positive because the other one hurts a lot. It's pain and a lot of weight for us to take on that heavy stuff. I see a lot of comments over here. And Michelle, I'm not sure if you saw the comments in the Zoom part about mask and stuff. Let's come back to that on the wrap up. I don't want you to see that we're ignoring you.
Yes. Yes.
I did see those, and we'll come back and revisit those on the backside. Is everybody okay?
Thank you. Thanks, Kyle and Brenda and Mary, Christine. Okay, good.
Let me get that. Okay, and let me change my background. So. We're going to get into a little fun on my board there in the back there. Sometimes if you guys have seen me on calls, those are usually my bricks on my magnetic board. That's a 3 foot by 4 foot magnetic board. But instead of my bricks, I decided to bring out some of my team building little games and stuff that I use. And basically what's on there is the blue deck of this green deck, which is called Teamwork and Team Play. And on the back is basically a playing card, but it has a descriptive word and some information about that. So this one says appreciating diversity. No, get these out of the deck here. Another one is helpfulness. Another one is responsibility, positive attitude, communication, trust, and that might be respect. Did I have helpfulness already? Did I have that one?
No.
Okay, because there's 2 of everything. Oh, and then creativity.
Okay.
And leadership. And honesty. And I think this might be the last one, character. So those.
Are we going to need paper, Oscar, or no?
You should not. That's why and teamwork.
Okay.
That's why I put so across the top, it says 1 through 6. And I think that's backwards to you guys, huh? The camera reversed it. And then vertically is A, B, C, D. So we're going to split into teams in a minute, not yet. But when we do, and we start to play the game, do you guys remember the game concentration when you try to pair up cards? That's what this is. So there's 2 of everything on that board. So when you guys, it's your turn, you might say B4, and I'll go over there and I'll flip B4, and then you give me another one, A2, and I flip that, and they don't match. So then I'll flip them back. So they're this way. And you guys got to start trying to memorize and concentration where the different ones are at. So when it's your turn, you can try to match.
Wow.
Thumbs up if you guys know this game or remember this game. Okay. Does anybody not understand the rules right now? Do a thumbs down. Okay. So you're at, let me unmute you here, honey. So what are you not understanding, my dear?
I'll catch on. I learned through example.
Okay. We'll get you going in a second.
You know what? I have to leave 2 o'clock anyway, so I think I should leave that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll let you go first then.
Thank you so much. Have fun, guys.
Okay. Let me pick so let's do some teams here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Well, maybe Nusra can just watch and see how we play it. It's up to her.
I thought she disappeared off the screen. She
did.
She ended her call.
Okay.
And then Brenda is not in the picture down there. Hopefully she'll come back. Okay, so Michelle, will you write these people down as Team A and Team B? And okay. I'll just go down. I'll go across my screen. So Mary, Michelle, Cassie, Jenny, that's 4. Carrie is 5. And Brenda, you're 6. That's Team A.
Okay.
And then Jennifer, Sam, Erica, Kyle. Christine, are you on A or did I give you one yet? Okay, so you're on B, Christine, Ariana, Christine, and so I think, are we matched up there? Everybody's on A or B, right?
Do they have to know what number they are or no?
They're either A or B. They need to know what team they're on as far as A or B.
But they don't know what number you named, like you listed them, no.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't do that in any particular order.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's tough when we get a ton of background noise. However, who cares? I'll have Team A. You guys can unmute your mic first. Team A. Am I A or B?
Oh, you're not on here.
Oh, so what do we have? How many and how many, Michelle?
Oh, we do need one more on A.
Okay, so she's A.
What do you mean she's A?
Oh, I thought you saw the chat.
No, I mean you.
Me, Oscar?
You're not in it?
I'm not playing. I'm facilitating.
Got it. All right. Brenda is on Team A.
I'm Vanna Wyatt. And Nuri.
I'm on Team A, but Neri, he wants you to add Neri to Team A.
Correct.
Neri is on Team A. Okay.
And how many? So what are we at? How many and how many?
7. 7 each.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Christine, Jan.
Yes. Both Christines are on Team B.
Yes.
Awesome.
So I'm going to say Christine L and Christine Y. Okay.
And they're both on Team B.
Yes.
Okay,
Isn't it
awesome.
Christine A?
Huh?
Isn't it Christine A instead of Christine L anymore?
Yes.
For
Christine A.
business, I use my maiden name, so I'm still Christine L for this call.
Okay.
That's what's
Christine
on
L.A.
the screen. That's what your phone bill says, right? Okay, Team A, go ahead and take your mics off, unmute yourself. And as you can see the board again, A through D and 1 through 6. So somebody on Team A, give me 2 cards to pick, and you guys, if you want to do it collectively, like you tell me as a group, or if you want to just pick an individual to start. And we're going to alternate back and forth unless you pair up. You get to go again when you pair up.
Mary, Cassie, Jenny, Carrie, Brenda, Neri, anybody have some numbers?
B2.
B2. B2. So that one is leadership. Who else has one on Team A that you want to try to pair up?
D6.
D6. Whoop. Drop the magnet. Oh boy. That one is appreciating diversity, no match. So they go back over. Okay, Team B. Whoop. Unmute yourself. Team B, give me 2, please.
I'm on B,
A4.
right? Oh, what is it?
A4.
A4.
Who said that?
Me, Sam.
Sam.
Sam, that one's responsibility.
Okay.
Another one, Team B.
D3.
Which one?
I'll defer to Ariana.
Kyle, are you saying D3?
No, someone said C3, so I changed mine.
Okay, Charlie 3. And that one is teamwork. No match. Team A.
Wait. Oh, wait.
I remember this game. I'm never good at this game.
Never.
You gotta remember.
Okay.
So we're back to Team A, right?
Yes.
Team A, give me two cards, please.
D1.
Oh,
Who said that?
I don't know who else said.
D5.
B or you're in B or B?
B, C as in Charlie.
Charlie 5. Charlie
C5.
5.
C5?
That's responsibility. Do you guys remember where the other one's at?
A4, C5.
D6.
I just did C5. What's the other one you want in this round?
Who just said it?
Niram?
Mary.
Yeah, I said it.
Charlie C5 is what Neri did.
I think Mary said A4.
Yep.
A4. Responsibility. They got one.
So
job,
team. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Team A has what? How many points are they?
That's if they get one.
Okay.
Now Team
One
A.
point.
Now Team A gets to go again though, since they pair it up.
Ah,
Ah. Who's up?
Brenda.
B3.
B3. That one's communication.
Ooh.
What's next? Who has one for team B? Or team, what do we have? Team A still, right?
Team A.
I need one for team A.
A1.
5.
Okay.
You won.
I heard A1 first. That's creativity, not a match. So team B, give me 2, please.
E1.
David 1,
Yeah.
okay?
Who said that? Christine?
Yeah.
And that one's diversity. Do you remember where the other one is?
Oh. I don't think we had a diversity, did we?
I think we did.
He's 6.
David 6?
David 6.
Diversity match.
Ah,
Who was that?
Done.
Good job. So one team B gets to go again since you paired up.
bless you.
Yeah.
So that was 2 points for Team A, right?
1 apiece.
One.
Oh, one of each. How'd I mess that up? Want me ever doing the score, guys?
Team B goes again since you paired up.
How about A6?
A6.
A6.
That's communication. Uh-oh, where's it at?
Oh, B3.
B3?
Yes.
That's communication.
Yeah.
Team B has 2 to 1. They get to go again.
Wow.
Team B's on a roll. Who's up?
C4.
C4.
Bravo 4?
Yes.
Okay. That's teamwork. Ooh, where's the other one?
Ooh. Oh, is it C3?
I don't know.
Did you say C or D?
C3.
Charlie 3?
Yep.
C?
That's teamwork. There's
Woo!
Wow.
That's 3 to 1 for team.
This is fixed.
We're psychic.
Team B, who's up?
B6.
B6. Bravo 6. Bravo, right? B?
Yeah.
Okay. Helpfulness. Haven't seen that one yet, I don't think.
Oh.
I think it's somewhere in D.
Me too.
How about D2?
D2. R2D2. Honesty. Honesty, it's not there.
Oh.
Darn.
All right. Team A, your turn again.
B1.
Bravo 1. That's creativity.
A1.
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 Yep.
Creativity. Ooh, it is 3 to 2. Good job, Team A.
Creeping up.
Team A, go again. Will you tie it up? Will you tie it up?
D2.
David 2. Honesty.
We have that one right.
Yeah. So
A4.
A4 is gone.
Oh. A5.
A5. Character, not a match. So now we're to Team B, right?
Yep.
All right, it's getting hot here, you guys. It's getting good.
You're working. We're getting you working, Oscar.
I don't mind.
Okay.
Getting his steps in.
Someone said C2.
Charlie 2. Leadership, yes. Oops.
I know. C, yeah?
That was Charlie 2, yes. C.
Charlie 2, okay.
I need one more.
How about A2?
A2. That's helpfulness. Ooh. Not a match. So now we're back to Team A. Okay. Team A.
A2.
A2, helpfulness, right? And
B6.
I thought it was B2.
B6.
B6.
B6 is gone. B6. Helpfulness, that's a match. And that was Team B, right?
A.
Team A.
Oh, we're tied. Are we tied?
3-3, yep. And Team A goes again. It's a tie, 3-3.
C6.
Bravo 6.
No, C. Charlie.
Positive attitude.
B5.
B5. Character, not a match. So now we're to Team
B.
B. Bravo.
D5.
David 5. Trust.
Ooh.
I remember that one.
Anybody?
I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
A3 maybe? I don't remember.
So yeah, go with that. A3.
Yeah, I was
A3.
A3.
Respect, not a match.
Well, without trust, you don't get respect. So they
Team A, what you got, Mary?
Go B2.
B2. Leadership.
C2.
Charlie 2. Leadership. Boom, that's a match.
Wow.
Team A is leading 4-3, and Team A gets to go again.
C1.
Charlie 1. Positive attitude. Ooh.
C6.
6.
No.
Positive attitude. That's
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 3, right? Team A goes again.
So is that C4?
Say again.
Is that C4 or C5?
That's C4. And that's respect.
Wasn't that
What's it?
A3? Was that
I think
A3?
so. I think.
A3.
A3 final answer?
Final answer.
Okay. Sure you don't want to phone a friend? And that's respect. We
I got
got
all my friends with me.
All the friends are online.
that's 6-3. And you get to go again. So we have A5 and B5 and D2, 3, 4, and 5.
Whose turn? What team?
Team A still.
A. Team A. Neri.
D2.
David,
D2.
honesty.
Isn't that B5?
B5. Character, not a match. All right, B. Here you go, Team B. Come on, you got to get them all.
I have one. Go, Erica.
A5
A5.
and B5.
Character and character. That's a match.
Wait. Do D3.
D3, is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Okay. D3 is, come on. That's honesty.
D2.
Yes. That's a match.
Whoa.
I got one.
You guys are awesome, man. So that's what? Is that 6 or 5?
I got it.
I want to go with D4 and D5 because, you know,
1, 2,
I have a gut feeling.
3, 4, 5. So we got 6 here. Oh my God. Trust and
We're
trust.
tied.
That's a match. And then we got
You guys are
one.
good at teamwork.
2, 3, 4, 5. We got a tie. 6-6, you guys.
No way.
You guys could not have a better match team than that, right? What are the chances?
Right.
That's the way we
I
work.
was just thinking that.
That's so funny.
That's okay. That's crazy. Because it went all the way up to like 6-3, and you guys came all the way back. So
I love it.
Y'all,
Look at Kyle puts. What happens on Zoom stays on Zoom.
except I filmed it. Kyle, it only stays on Zoom till I hit publish.
Yeah, right.
But then there's only a few people in the world that might see it. Let me do we'll do a little debrief. So another one of my little team building things is this little bag of body parts, and it's called a body part debrief. So let me so I got crazy things like a thumbs up, I got an eyeball, I got a stomach, I have a hand, I have a smiley face, I have a heart, I have a spine, and I have a brain. So let me, I'll do a little debrief and I'll go around the group here and just do a check-in with an object. Somebody pick an object and then I'll ask you a question. Kyle.
Brain. Oh, sorry.
So Kyle.
Kyle. Go ahead, Kyle.
Michelle really wants to play.
Brain is good.
Brain is good unless it's on crack, right? So what kind of thoughts are you having right now? How are your thoughts and your beliefs for yourself right now?
Well, my thoughts are really good right now because I love that the Wholeness Center, everybody that's a part of it checks in with us. And I love that. I was thinking that when I was getting ready today for something to get ready for.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for that. And yeah, scared, but I pushed it away.
That's awesome. And again, feel everything, but those are wonderful thoughts, especially in this real moment as we just all came together. I think that's powerful. You know, they say that we have up to 70,000 thoughts per day. And they also say that 80% of our thoughts are negative. So we literally can have up to 56,000 negative thoughts a day. No wonder we're jacked up, right? So knowing that now, we also can start to control those a little bit as they pop in. And we start to create new awarenesses of that, and that'll support you. So great job on the brain, child. How about Mary? Pick a body part.
Spine.
The spine. So what do you have to be stronger with and have a stronger back and have a stronger spine right now?
Patience.
Patience. Say more about that.
I'm not good at the slow mode. I'm always on, running, moving. What's next? 10 lists to do. Multitasking.
So how could having a stronger spine help you in that right now?
How can having a stronger spine help me to slow down? Because that's what I'm getting out of all this.
You said patience. Yeah, exactly.
Slow down and just come back to that original thing with Ariana. Be in the damn moment instead of living in tomorrow.
Yeah. So like you said before anybody came on, when it was just you and me, you said this is a gift right now.
It is. God's given me a chance to catch up with everything else that was neglected.
Exactly. And so just be okay with having a stronger spine in the patience of not knowing when activities will resume, but really connect to the gift. And if you're all about lists, just change the list instead of what it used to be, what it can be. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Miss Mary. How about Miss Christine Y?
The ear.
The ear. Okay. So what are you hearing these days that is either inspiring you or kicking your ass?
A lot. The news is kicking our asses.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing like a lot of positive things. Like everyone, I feel like a lot of people are starting to look at the bright side of, or making the best of this quarantine time.
Yeah.
Using our time wisely, like Mary was saying, like catching up on things that we've all been neglecting. And similar to Mary, I'm always on the go also. So at first, that was like really hard for me to not do anything. But now it's like giving me a chance to step back and think about things and organize my life and stuff.
I love it. So there's so much coming in at us right now, auditory wise. So you also get to manage when you plug your fingers in your ears once in a while too.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also got to take your fingers out. My high school baseball coach, I've identified the three most influential men in my life as my dad, my grandfather, and my high school baseball coach. And then yesterday on my group call, the SMART call, I actually acknowledged our guest speaker, whose name's Lance Courtney, who used to work with me in my other company, as literally the fourth most influential man in my life, because he's such a strong trainer, presenter. He can be a huge asshole, but he's under all that is a pretty strong, amazing man. And you know, as far as my coach used to say to me, he said, Oscar, when your mouth's open, your ears are closed. And when your ears are open, your mouth needs to be closed. And because I was a little cocky punk when I was playing ball, you know, and he always knew how to put me in my place. And the one thing he taught me was I cannot coach each individual on this team the same way. You know, I was a special needs child in a whole different way, not because I was performing down here, because I was usually up here and he had to handle me different to keep me in check. So it's awesome what you can do with what you hear and what we speak and what we allow in. So be careful and guard yourself right now with information. Be conscious and conscientious on where you're getting it from. So great job on that. How about Miss Carrie? How about a body part, please? You're looking way comfy, by the way.
You're mute.
I can't hear you.
Unmute yourself, Carrie.
Sorry, no, I slept weird last night, so I keep trying to change my position because my neck is sore. That's why I keep moving around. Stomach.
Stomach. Ooh, that's a great one. So Carrie, what is taking you guts right now?
What is taking me guts right now?
Yeah.
Being at home. And I mean, a bit like pretty much my life right now is, you know, doing my kids' schooling and, you know, figuring that out.
And what's going to take you guts in the future?
What's going to take me guts in the future? Not really sure. I mean, just kind of, I'm really just taking everything day by day.
Got it. And the guts might be to walk out that front door at some point, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think it's going to be for all of us, or walking into many doors when we're allowed again. It's like we're all going to walk up to that door. We're going to look at the door handle. We're going to think, man, it's going to be different. Awesome.
Exactly.
Thank you, Carrie.
Oh, you know what I have guts for? I have guts because I have gone out to the supermarket. That takes guts.
Hey, let me tell you, every time I go, I'm like, oh, here we go. Shit.
Sorry. My husband said that he has guts because he's a firefighter.
Oh, thank God for him. Appreciate him big time. Thank you, Carrie, and your husband. Awesome. Miss Erica.
Hello.
Give me a body part, please.
How about the hand?
Perfect for you, girl. So what do you need a hand with right now?
Oh, God. you have some time? I think for me, I'm learning to not procrastinate when I'm in a position where I don't have a laundry list of things to do.
Wow.
So it's hard for me. I find myself easily, I can get into a slump where I just end up in one position and I don't want to do anything or go anywhere, and I just get very comfortable there. So for me, the challenge is to force myself to, tackle something every single day to keep myself busy.
So what's the consequence of getting over in that corner and getting real comfortable?
I mean, nothing gets done. Nothing gets done. You also get mentally into a funk, which is not good for anybody.
And so what's the opportunity opposite of that?
The exact opposite, which is that I have the opportunity, and I have now, because I share a house with my parents. And so there's been so many things that have been neglected as far as, I moved in here, everything went in a corner and it stayed in that corner because of work and having a child and being busy. And so I've actually had the opportunity to tackle all these different tasks that have had to be done now. And it just feels really good to be able to walk into a room and say, oh my God, that's actually done now. Like, it's not something I'm coming home at night and staring at and saying, when will I ever get to finish that?
So Erica, this is for you.
Thank you.
Bravo, well done. I love it. Thank you for sharing. Miss Brenda, if you would unmute yourself.
Yes.
And then
I pick the I.
The I. Woo. I see you. What are you seeing right now that is exciting, interesting, and or scary?
Right now, I am seeing a lot of love. I feel, I'm happy to see all of you, and I feel like hopeful.
Yeah.
From seeing everyone and talking to all of you, I feel hopeful.
Well, thank you for that, and I agree. Would you all agree with that? So we do this in my groups when everybody's on mute. It's hard. You want to go, yeah, but you can't. So we do this. This is called the silent standing ovation when somebody says something awesome. Brenda, silent standing ovation, honey. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I think it's so important for everybody to see each other. Like I said, Michelle and I are working behind the scenes endlessly. She's involved in as many groups as I am. And I'm speaking in a lot of other forums right now. All of us coaches in the industry are giving back right now. And the one common denominator that everybody is saying is, how can I keep connecting with my team as owners? They're having a hard time. So I just want to acknowledge all of you that took time out of your day to be here and to stay connected. Because it's easy to drift. It's easy to get locked into our own house and our own lives right now. But to still remain connected in some ways is powerful. Brenda, I can't believe you just used the word hope. I see hope. So I got an email about 11 o'clock last night. And of course I saw it. So when I do, I open it. And it's from one of my mentors who is in this industry of experiential learning. And his name's Dr. Jim Kane. And when I first went and immersed myself in experiential training, I met him and he was like this lead facilitator on this weekend that I was in Boulder, Colorado training. Actually, I was there for 10 days. And he was leading these morning activities. Well, on day one, we ended up having lunch together, and I tell him about my bricks, and he's like, man, you got to find some passion, dude, because you're just not passionate. He was laughing. And I kept hearing everybody call him doctor. And he introduced himself as Jim to me. And as I'm halfway through my lunch, I'm like, okay, everybody's calling you doctor. You introduced yourself as Jim. I said, are you Dr. Jim Kane? And he's like, yeah. I said, you're the freaking reason I'm here. I have your book called Teachable Moments. Since then, he's just been this great influence on me. Well, he is a huge team development and team building specialist internationally. He gets brought into universities and he does huge groups of 200 and 300 people. So he sends out this email to all of us in his list of some virtual team building workshop stuff. And he sent this thing on hope. He goes, I think right now the world needs tons and tons and tons of hope. So here's something that I want to put out there to all of you. I was reading through his exercise this morning. It's a little involved that requires me doing some pre-work to send some stuff to you all, but it's really cool. He has 21 different images, insignias that equal the word hope in various countries and languages. And what ends up happening is each person, I would theoretically email you your image, and then you have to try to describe to all of us how to draw that image. And you're the only one that has the image. And then we're all trying to sketch out your description, and everybody has a different image of hope. So I think Michelle and I will talk about maybe bringing something like that. But it's so cool that you said hope, Brenda, and here he is providing hope for our other group of industry people. So that was awesome. Thank you. Thank you for being so wise and seeing everything. Awesome. Thank you, Brenda. How about Nuri? We have the heart, a smile, and a thumb up left. If you, there you go. Oh, you're muted. There you go.
Okay, I think I'll pick the heart.
I was holding it. I knew you were going to say that. So, what is like lighting up your heart right now? What's bringing you love? What's making your heart just feel great and full?
The fact that we're all safe and secure in our houses, with food on our table, with our loved ones, and again, like Brenda said, there's hope all around. Because how many people are there who are in the same situation, who still have this virus to deal with, but then they don't have a roof on their heads. They don't have their loved ones to hang out with, because this is the time you need people around you, your family, your loved ones. They help you get through it. I had a client just before this lockdown, and I was working on her, and she was so upset about this whole thing. The way she put it, she's like, I don't want to be locked up in my house with my kids running all over me. And when I heard her, I felt the total opposite. I tried to explain to her, I was like, what is so bad about being locked up in your house? It's not a lockup. It's your safe sanctuary. You should be glad you're finding some extra time to spend with your family. God forbid, it's not like we're being bombarded. It's not like we're a third world country where we cannot step out for food or water. Or think of it. Think of so many people who are so less fortunate than we are. And she kept quiet for a second, and I was like, what is so wrong with teaching your kids or cooking 4 meals in a day, 3 meals, cleaning? I mean, that's our primary job as a mother. We do that, and then we go out and we do other stuff for ourselves and for our health. So I absolutely do not feel bad about the part that we are told to stay home. We are still very safe. I feel very, very fortunate, to be very honest, because I look at people around and things are much worse for people.
Amen.
And we shouldn't complain. We should be grateful. Prayers really help you get through this.
Well, Nuri, let me say something. I see you. And I'm not saying that as a joke, and I'll explain that again in a second, but it's, of course you picked the heart, because you have a huge one. And you just shared it and showed us your heart by saying that. In some countries in Africa, when somebody says good morning, here in America, our natural response when somebody says good morning is good morning back, right? Or we just keep walking, right? And blow them off. But in some countries in Africa, when somebody says good morning to you, the person stops and literally faces you and responds with, I see you. And I learned that from Brian Gumbel when he was on the news in New York back in the day, and he had just come back from a trip from Africa, and he shared that. And I just heard it like out of the corner of my ear, but it hit me like 2 days later, the depth and power of that, to be seen. Ariana and I have talked about that in the past, about seeing people and being seen. And when he said that, I was like, wow. Because, so many people in this world do not feel seen, and they're just existing in it. And what can we do to see people differently, more and better? So that's awesome. Okay, we got a couple more. How about Cassie? Excuse me. If you unmute, we got the smile and the thumb up left.
I'll do the thumb up.
The thumb up. All right. Are you a thumbs down or are you a thumbs up person right now?
Right now, I think I'm pretty much thumbs up. I mean, in the beginning, I, like probably many others, I didn't know what to do with myself. But now I'm seeing it as something fortunate, like Neri said. I mean, I'm definitely using my time wisely. I know this is a good opportunity, and then also viewing everyone else and seeing how hard all of our doctors and nurses are working, and any of our healthcare workers. I mean, just to see that, I mean, it definitely like brings a smile to your face. And I think that definitely helps dig yourself out of the thumbs down. But I'm definitely, you know, feeling thumbs up right now. I mean, I'm using my time wisely.
Awesome.
I'm just trying to read up on everything and learning things and taking my time.
Well, that's a thumbs up to you, girl.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And you're doing all the right things. You know? We're all navigating this blindly. Nobody has the answers. So when you stumble and fumble, look around. There's probably some people you might want to not step on because they've already fallen around you as well. Okay. And how about Miss Jen? What is making you smile and happy right now?
Let's see. So many things. I'm really grateful.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't know you personally.
I
but you have
know.
a great spirit. I'm really happy about that. It really doesn't matter who you are, like what you're doing right now to unify all of us in this time, because it's so easy to get lost.
Yeah.
And I have to say, you know, thank you to my management team to keep on doing this, because it really does bring about a lot of, it rounds me back up, you know, and I can get so absorbed into like, oh my God, I'm cooking and cleaning nonstop. And the kids schooling. But I'm like, no, I've got to step away and be this other portion of me, which I really love and respect.
Yeah.
And it brings me back to that. So yeah, I've got the big happy, you know what, there's no room for the other way.
Yeah. Well, that's powerful that you are choosing to create those boundaries and borders where you're not going to let that in your life. And that's self-awareness and power. Great job. Thank you so much. And it's my pleasure to meet you, Jennifer. Thank you for the comments. And I can't wait to meet you in person next time I come up. Thank you so much. And so let's go with Christine L., please.
There's only one left, right?
Jenny. I don't know if Jenny went.
No, you mean body parts?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
What are you thinking's left?
The smile.
She just did it, but I want to hear yours now. What's making you happy and smile right now?
I'm not sad, but nothing's like particularly sticking out like super amazing. Like I feel like grateful for job security, I guess. I know there's a lot of people who have completely lost their jobs or never going to have a job, and like, look at all of us. Like, I know we're not currently at the center, but I feel very lucky that we're all in a position where management cares enough to keep us, because that I feel like is the biggest stressor of all.
Yeah. That's something to smile about, shit.
Yeah.
I mean, smile over that, girl.
No, it's definitely smile, but it's also a lot of stress. Like Michelle said, like there's so much we put in place so quickly, and it's so much that at the same time I'm like, wow, this is so much work in a good way, but it's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah. Well, what I want to do is also say, Christine, I see you. Yeah. And I want to own some of my stuff right now. I haven't acknowledged you enough. I acknowledge you all the time through Michelle. and your post, and oh my God, what it used to be to what it is now. The content, the strength, I mean, not like it was lacking before, but it's elevated. And then of course it's elevated in how much stuff you have to do every day right now. But you are killing it. I want you to pat yourself on the back and have some ownership of the job you are doing, because you're doing it for all of them. And in turn, myself and the company, the mothership, as you know, I call the company. And you're doing it for us, and we're grateful, and I'll speak for everybody. Could not be more grateful to keep the clients engaged, to keep them wanting information, to keep them apprised as to what's going on and what it's going to be like when we start to come back in the future. So thank you for everything you do. Look at them standing ovation. So you make us smile and happy. How's that, girl?
Thanks.
Awesome. Sam, I am.
Yes.
I'm out of body parts. You have two choices. You can pick another body part, or you can choose door number 2 that you don't know what's going to come yet.
Okay, I'll do door number 2. That sounds fun.
Okay. So I have all kinds of decks of cards and playing tools. So these are huge cards, like size of my head, right? But on the back side of these cards, are a bunch of different things. But on the left column, I have icebreaker questions, I have leadership questions, and I have debrief questions. So I'll stick with the debrief question, and I'm going to randomly pick one for you, Sam. So let's go boom, boom, boom. Okay. Debrief question. Describe a feeling you experienced like during our exercise.
Thankfulness.
Say more about that.
It's just the fact that I like joined this team recently, and already it's just like a big family aspect, and Michelle and like everyone goes above and beyond every day just to check in and to make sure everyone's doing okay. And this exercise alone, it's just like very team building, and I really love that. So I'm thankful to be part of a team like this.
Well, that's awesome, and welcome, Sam. You know, I could probably throw 100 salons out there right now that would be so jealous of what you guys are doing right now, and this connection and this experience. As silly and fun as what it was, and that was exactly my intention. You know, we wanted to get through a little business, but I wanted you guys to smile again. I wanted you to be lighthearted for a minute. The shit's waiting right outside our door. It's not far away. But we have to manage our emotions, and if it takes doing physical things to do that like this, we're going to keep coming at it, because we're going to hold you guys together as strong as we possibly can. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Who do I have left besides Michelle? Oh, Jenny. Jenny in the house, and of course, Ariana. If you could unmute Miss Jenny. That's what happens when I talk for 17 days straight. How the hell am I still even going, Michelle? I have no idea.
I don't know.
So, Miss Jenny, would you like to pick a body part or door number 2?
You can do door number 2.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, I'll randomly pick one for you as well. Okay. Let's go here. Oh, good debrief question. What direction would you like to see the group go?
Oh.
Well, I mean, I'd like to see us go forward, and just, I'm really excited for all of us to be back together again in the Wholeness Center and just rebuild and go from here with everything that's happening. And I think we'll be doing really great things.
I love it.
Together.
Woo! Love
I'm excited.
Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you, Jenny. And Miss Ariana, if you would unmute. Body part or door number 2?
Door number 2.
Yeah, everybody's in the door. I love it. Are you guys having fun?
Yes.
Would you imagine you guys and me doing my live 2-day in team building? I don't know how we're doing it. We're figuring it out, and it might end up being with 2 other salons that I'm now pretty involved with that are in your area. We might just do a whole group thing.
Oh, that would be fun.
It's in the back room talks. Okay, Ariana, how about oh, perfect. So debrief question. how will you use information you learned here in your everyday life?
I'm going to use information learned here in my everyday life. I think how I would learn information used here in my everyday
How would
life.
you use the information learned here in your everyday life?
Well, I think the information, I think the having fun together and the playing and just team building as an aspect of everything. It really touches on like all the different fundamentals that you need in group work. And I think I want to take more of that.
Of course.
In my everyday life.
Because you're so evolved, honey. Thank God for that. I love you. Thank you for sharing that. You know, it's coming from a sports background and professional baseball and getting to that caliber. As athletes and sports people, we practice all the time, every day. We play less than we practice. Game day, so to speak. And that's just what doesn't happen in this industry at that level. We work every day. So in other words, it's game day every day, but we don't practice. We don't slow down. We don't practice being a team. We don't practice being a better team. We don't practice being a better teammate. And those are the nuance that can really create a house of love in a company, and where everybody starts to understand personalities even at another level. It's different in a salon where it's an open space that everybody's connected to all day. You guys get into your rooms and it's shut the door and you're focused. And it's a whole different challenge to create that team camaraderie when everybody's busy and cranking it out and just going in and out of the room every hour. So I think these type of things are going to bring a whole nother level of team and experience to us all. Brenda says, yes, feels so strange to me now. What are we responding to? Yep. Acknowledge my news, body parts, fingernails. What? Okay, I'm missing some. Kyle, you have to say, what are you talking about?
Can't have nails when you're a practitioner.
Therapist.
Oh, and you have them now?
We all have long nails now that we never had before.
I love it.
I like them.
Almost like 20 years later.
You have to be like abnormally short normally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where it
No
hurts,
white.
it stubs.
Like stubby.
No white.
I hear you. That's perfect.
I get to wear my wedding ring.
Wow.
I'm wearing a bracelet that I can't take off unless someone helps me.
Oh, I can wear my iWatch now, my Apple Watch.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Miss Kyle. Got everybody? We do you, Miss Michelle, now? All right. Body part or door number 2, Michelle?
Door number 2.
I love it. That worked out perfect. Everybody picked door number 2. Okay, let's go here. Describe how the group communicated.
Oh, wow. Oh, I think they communicated beautifully. I think it just showed that everybody really enjoyed seeing each other. They expressed that, and I just thought it was wonderful. It was just, I loved everything everyone said, and I'm just so grateful for it.
I love it. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you,
are y'all good?
Yes. Thank you, Oscar.
Oh my God, I'm good. I didn't even get to what I wanted to really open with, but now that's good because now I get to open our next call with something that we didn't do and have some more fun.
Okay.
Is that something you guys would like to consider doing again for, an hour and a half or whatever? Yeah. Thumbs down. You can put a thumbs down. You won't offend me. But let's all take a vote for real. Thumbs up if you want to do this.
For real. For real.
Everybody has to participate. You won't hurt my feelings of the thumbs down. Kyle, you took some time on that one, girl.
What was that, Kyle?
Don't pull the trigger on me, man. All right. Are you complete, Michelle?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
You know
Oscar.
what? Let me go back to the chat real quick. I'm going to pull that back up on my screen here. Okay, so we had back in the earlier stages, it was about the masks, right? Here we go. Going even further back. I saw, so Mary said she saw one of those machines for $65 for 8x8 room. That's the UV. Wow. That's the UV machine. Unmute. You can unmute, Mary.
It's a portable, it's about maybe less than a foot high, about 4 inches, 4, 5, 6 inches wide. And it has this really pretty light blue light aura to it. And that's what it's for. It's for an 8x8 room to sterilize consistently, constantly. But then you can also bring it near surfaces, such as when you take sheets off the bed, run it around the bed before you redress the bed.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And I thought the price was reasonable because UV sanitizers can be quite pricey.
Yeah.
And
can you send me the link to that?
The only problem that I have, I will. The only problem I have with it is that it ozone. Oh my God, hello, kitty. Cat just walked up on my deck and my daughter's freaking. Go catch it. We need a pet.
That's better than dinner. We need
I used to have a house full. I don't have any anymore. So I'm like jonesing for one. Anyway.
So do you know how long it takes? How long do you have to hover over the sheets and whatnot?
No, I think it's portable. So it's, first of all, it stays on constantly in the room.
Okay.
It just stays on. It's actually attractive too. But it also emits ozone. So I know that purifies the air. But I also know people that are asthmatic or anything like that, that can be irritating.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah. We got a learning curve down the road. So thank you for sharing that. If you send Michelle the link, then we can look further as well.
Yeah, but that's what I was looking at with like private massage therapists. That's one of the things they're considering is to a UV light to sanitize. Just changing the sheets apparently is not enough.
Wow. Yeah.
And you can't ripping off the wool thing in the heater to sanitize the leather table. Right. So the UV sanitizer would cover the wool, cover the heating pad that you can't wash.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would redress it, but doubling up on sheets too, double.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Measures like that, there's nearly.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, dear. And then Neri said there are also small disinfecting stations that you can install at the entrance door and people walk through it.
No way.
Oh, wow.
Say more about that if you would, Neri.
Okay. Yeah. So I was actually, this was in different country. In Asia, I was looking that now a lot of small businesses have like a little, you must have seen on TV how China had those walk-through tunnels spraying out the disinfectant.
Yeah.
So there now, a lot of businesses are ordering the small ones where 1 or 2 people can pass at a time, and they're putting it at their entrance doors before people enter into the business. And maybe there's not enough information on where to order yet, but maybe in about 2 weeks, because some countries are beginning to open businesses, there will be more information. But an acquaintance, she was telling me that it will probably be mandatory for at least the first year after we open to have this so people can walk through it and then enter into the stores.
Oh,
I think there's going to be moderate mandatory stuff for them to start.
And then every country would probably have different rules.
Correct. Yeah. For the government to start to put the extremes on us like that, then they know that another 30% of businesses won't even be able to open with having to invest in machines and stuff like that if it's a really crazy high price point.
But it would sure be nice to have one, right? To advertise that.
Yeah, and then also for a business like ours where we are in close contact with people, it probably would be more beneficial rather than other kind of businesses where you're not touching people or you're not so close to them.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Neri. And then Kyle said, windows open, masks for clients as well as LMTs, at least in massage room.
Yeah.
So Kyle, if you unmute there, you're talking about the clients wearing masks also?
Yeah, well, that's something to think about. Meaning, I know that getting a facial, it would pretty much be impossible. That's why at least for massage, it could be doable if they would. I don't know how much it cuts down on some of the, I
think we're going to have 99% of people walking in that front door with masks out of the gate. They're all going to be rocking their own of some sort when they come in. Now becomes the secondary question to that. If they're rocking their own, do we have one that we feel more secure with for you all as practitioners hovering over them? So we might request them to put whatever our recommended one on.
Hopefully they make more of those N95s and N99s and
Yeah, they're coming. It's just a matter of what the public will get out of that, you know?
yeah, I know. I know what comes first. Yeah.
Yeah, and rightly so for the moment, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And then what else do we have? Then it went into, okay, so then Brenda said disposable face covers might make clients feel more at ease, meaning the team wearing those. I think I agree. Kyle says people are already asking for massage now. It's tough to have to tell them no when chiropractic is essential. And then Christine Y said, yes, I agree with the disposable face covers. Maybe we can put them over the cloth ones, toss the disposable and wash the cloth one, each person. Clients should hear us washing our hands before and after their service. Love that. Okay, then we got into the game a little bit. What happens in Zoom stays on Zoom. Can we acknowledge my news body part? Oh, fingernails. That's right. Okay. Yeah. It feels so strange. Okay. So I think we covered everybody's comments. Just wondering if our heating pads on the bed would help kill some viruses because of the heat. I don't know if we know that factually yet, but you know, there's some research to be done on that. So great questions, you guys. This was a great time together. We'll figure out when we want to do it again, but I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for jumping on, playing a little bit. I hope it provided you a couple little giggles and laughs, but more than anything, community and connection of your family called work family. And so you guys stay balanced, stay healthy, stay well, send love, spread love, and be love. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
We'll talk soon. Have a great day.
Bye.
On to my next call. Bye, y'all.